And good morning, everyone. I am so happy to be joining you today for this last live of the daily transmissions. And today I will be talking about Ascended Masters. Yesterday, I talked about star races, and on Monday, I shared a little bit about the differences between both. So today, I will talk more about some of the characteristics of Ascended Masters and how we can learn to co-create with them by being inspired by them. Because there is one thing that is really absolutely fascinating about the path of mastery on Earth is that it's a soul that has chosen to come to Earth to continue coming through many different life cycles to be able to reach the level of mastery. And not only that, but once they have reached the level of mastery, they choose to continue working for the Earth realms, for the Earth ascension, for humanity's ascension, even if they don't have a physical body anymore, even if they have transcended the state of physicality to be able to only use their car body, their energetic body, basically. So depending on which ascended master we talk about, so it could be Jesus Christ, could be Mary Magdalene, could be Isis or Hathor, it could be Green Tara, it could be White Buffalo Woman, it could be Buddha, it could be Babaji, all of them have had really specific lives on Earth. And this is why I love to work with them, because once we start getting to know their stories by reading different books, by also going into meditation and connecting with them and asking them about their story, we can start understanding their profound humanity, how deeply human they are, because they walked the Earth once, and not only once, but actually many, many times. So ascended masters, they have stories. They have stories of, like heartaches and wounds and at times intense, deeply traumatic suffering. They have stories about, being a parent, being a wife, being a mother. They have stories about being there for the community, co-creating with their community, serving their community. And therefore, it makes them extremely relatable compared to star races, which often have like very, very different stories because they evolve in different worlds, different realities, not like Earth. So when we start connecting with ascended masters, our heart is profoundly touched by their humanity and their compassion. It's like they know what we are going through because they've gone through similar things. So when we start connecting with specific ascended masters, it is interesting to get to know them and their story because we are going to relate to that somehow. This is why we're connecting with them. We're connecting with them because there is a part of their story that touches our heart. There is a part of their story that can be enlightening for us to know about because we will find keys there. So we will find keys on how to overcome our own suffering, our own traumas, our own wounds. We will find keys on how to be of service of humanity when things seems to be so intense. We'll find keys on how to actually anchor a new golden age, even though our society doesn't seem to be ready for that, seems to be like so lacking codes of fifth dimensional frequency. When we connect with ascended masters, there is this sense of unconditional, compassionate love that is present, and also of strength, of courage, of confidence, because they know what it's like to peer through density to be able to come to the other side, to be able to find more light. So when we start receiving more and more transmission from ascended masters, we can really build on this strength, this power that we have within ourselves as multidimensional beings, as infinite soul, but also as humans. The ascended masters, they are here to ground us fully into our embodiment of our multidimensionality. They are here. Don't float away out there in the stars, dear one. You have chosen physicality right now. It means that you need to inhabit, you need to come down, to allow the soul to descend in your physical body fully. So you embrace your humanity, you embrace life, you learn to master yourself in this reality, mastering your body, mastering your mind, your emotions, so you can embody the deep spiritual being that you are beyond this physicality. So you can start understanding more about your unique soul blueprint and why this unique soul blueprint has chosen to come in this moment. And so you can serve others. So they're really here to bring everything down, to remind us that life on earth is supposed to be good. Life on earth is supposed to be ecstatic and orgasmic and blissful and enjoyable. Life on earth, with all its suffering and traumas and so on, has a lot of density that we can peer through to be able to experience our powers as infinite creator and creatress of our reality. And the ascended masters, they have all done that. And they have all done that at different times, at different places, with different dynamics in their own reality. And they have all reached this level of mastery that has allowed them to transcend all suffering, to be able to fully activate the car body, the energetic body. So therefore, when the physical body started, decaying, and it was time to leave this physical body, they were able to continue living through frequency life form through their car body. So it means that they also kept, if they wanted to, their physical appearance that they had during the life that they transcended, the life of their mastery. So when Jesus come, we see him as Jesus, when Isis come, I see her as Isis, and they could also shapeshift, of course, but it means that because they have reached this level of mastery, they can have their car body fully activated and keep their appearance. And also, they choose to come back on earth through their teaching, through the car vessel, to continue sharing these codes with humanity, to continue serving humanity, to continue helping us, this time in the ether, in non-physical form. So now some ascended masters continue projecting through different projections. That's another story. I'm not going to go in depth with that, but it's important to realize that the oversoul network of ascended masters are huge. It's massive. The amount of information that they have is phenomenal. So it allows them to be present with nearly an infinite amount of humans on this planet. So if I pray to Mary Magdalene or Jesus Christ to be with me right now, to give a transmission or to simply give me knowledge, they can at the same time be that being, that presence through like a multitude of other human beings on earth. So the level of advancement of their telepathy, of their love, of their compassion, of their connection, of their mastery is of such high level that they can literally help the whole of humanity ascend. And for that, they are present. It's like their frequency is present on earth. We can feel them, and more they are called here, because more and more humans, through this awakening process, we look for more. We want to connect with more. We want to connect with them, and we want to receive from them. And therefore, it strengthens this level of communication between us. And ascended masters, such as Taraces, also yesterday, which I talked about yesterday, they also have this interest in helping us for their own evolution, because the algorithm of co-creation with Cendrine in this reality has never happened before. Yes, we have co-created in different realities, in past lives and so on. Yes, we have done that many times indeed. But in this current reality, me like speaking to you on YouTube right now, talking about them, that has not happened. So they love it. For them, it's also evolution, it's playfulness, it's grace. And then the more they give, the more they receive, because they have such an infinite amount of love to give to all of us. So if we want to start understanding more of how we can co-create with ascended masters, it is important to realize that we can just basically sit and open our heart and then call them, and then we can learn about them. We can read books about them. Like, for example, a book that has really tremendously enhanced my connection with ascended masters is the Sophia Code, written by Kaya Ra, and it has changed my life so much that I'm doing leadership programs with her to be able to really speak with the highest level of grace and respect of her work and the work we do with ascended masters. And also I had my connection, with many of them already before and others. But it's basically the interest that we have in certain figure in ancient history, ancient Egypt, or like with the Mayas and the Incas, ancient civilizations, and so on. Or we start going into past life, and we start feeling that there's like really advanced beings there, and we want to connect more with them. So it's like when there's this curiosity to know about masters or to read a book, like I read book like about Babaji, like a lot of ancient yogic scriptures, like autobiography of a yogi and so on. All of that really opens up the heart to be able to receive their teachings, because it is with a lot of humility that we open up our heart into saying, I am ready to receive teachings. I am ready to shift. I am really ready for my consciousness to open up. Can you please help me? And therefore, the teachings that they are here to share, it's a lot more easy for us to receive and absorb. Because, there is like this understanding at times that, like my soul knows everything, I know everything because I'm fractal of God and so on. Yes, I get that, but that's not very much humble either. Because like how much embodiment are you actually bringing onto this earth? Like how much you actually know about it deep within yourselves? How much do you practice this? How much can you remember of it precisely? How much do you teach that to others? How much do you share that with others? What is the service that you give to humanity? So the more we can receive informations from people that we admire, from people that inspire us, like ascended masters, or not necessarily ascended masters, it can be awesome teachers, it can be awesome channels like you follow me, and so on, that are on that path of mastery, and we inspire each other. So to be able to connect with ascended masters, it is really this level of purity of the heart, this innocence of the heart of saying, I am ready. I'm ready to shift. I'm ready to evolve. And right now I'm going through this, right now I'm going through that. I'm not quite sure how to handle it. Like, honestly, it's a bit intense for me right now. Can you help me? Can you show me the way? Because they have paved the way before us. Ascended masters, they have walked the way on the earth in most of the time extremely challenging times, and they create this path of light in density, and they took people with them. They create movements. It's like ascended masters, they create freaking amazing movements behind them, or revolutionary movements that really helped humanity for a very, very long time, until their words was twisted, until they became forgotten. And now they are coming back. Now there is this revival of the teachings that is happening tremendously at the moment, because we need them, because then we can remember that we are not alone. It's not a lost cause like out there. We are not alone in this quest of finding out more about who we are, multidimensionality, or purpose here. They have done this before, and through their own angle of perspective, through their own experiences, our heart can be touched, our consciousness can be open, and therefore we can shift to a higher level of our evolution. Every time we pray, every time we ask for guidance, in difficult times, but also in good times, like maybe we don't experiencing any challenges in density, but it's still good, to connect with them and say, there's more that I want. How can I serve? What is it that I can be doing? The more you open your heart like this, the more you can receive their guidance and their messages. And every time you're curious about a master, just educate yourself, read about that master, go in meditation, ask this master to come and to teach you, and then to show you the way, to teach you about their lives, to show you why they are coming, what's relatable for them and for you into your common story, so you can shift, you can open up your consciousness, you can remember more of your gifts, more of yourself, in past dimensions or in future dimensions. So that's a very, very exciting way of evolving with guidance from ascended masters who are like really badass humans who turned out to be masters because they relentlessly devoted all of their being, their mind, their consciousness, their heart, their service, their actions to the purpose of discovering who they were, their multidimensionality, to put that at the service of humanity. So this dynamic. And so many of us now are on this path consciously. And it is important because the ascended masters always remind us that we are masters ourselves. We are just coming back to remembering that, we're just coming back to knowing how to be that. So if in yourself you have the desire to get to know yourself more, to open up and embody more of your multidimensionality so you can serve others, it shows that you're also on the path of mastery. Yes, that's super exciting. And when you are on the path of mastery, you can own it. You can own it. Because you own it, it means that you become even more devoted to it. Like your whole being, your whole day, morning, lunchtime, evening, nighttime, all of it is devoted to that. And I can share with you that there was a turning point that happened in my life when I actually allowed myself to say to myself that I'm on the path of mastery. And it has nothing to do with having an inflated ego here. It has everything to do in saying, this is my purpose. This is my goal. I know that I'm here to reach mastery. Maybe it happens in this life. Maybe it happens in next life. Maybe it happens in 10 life. But I feel it so deeply with my being that it is there, that it is accessible, that it is what I want. I was born to be that. I was born to be a master. I was born to launch a movement, and not only launch a movement, but to join other movements out there of accelerated awakening, of paving the way of the golden age of miracles. When I really allowed myself to be very honest with that, it changed everything because my leadership was really able to blossom. Instead of trying to hide, like, oh, like, no, I'm not one, I'm not better than you, which was coming from a lot of distorted ego and false humility templates. It's like, no, it's like, okay, this is who I am, and I'm on the path. I'm certainly not perfect. Well, I've got like all of this list of like fucked up things, or like working on this, working on that area of growth, or a deep here, a deep there. But it's doing that. It's observing that with so much love and compassion for the human that I don't identify with it. I am already the master to my human. So one day I can be the master for others, maybe in this lifetime and be in the next. But right now I'm practicing my mastery with my human, which is all the body of work I teach about fractal reflection, with this circle and the dot in the middle, which is sacred geometry. So if you like that, please join me in my pathway 1 of soul alignments, because we will go very deep into all of that. So it's like I can already be a master right now when I place myself as the observer of my human, as the angel of my human. And therefore, no matter what happens, I keep this awareness in my heart, this deep presence in my heart that I am already a master. I'm just coming back to remembering it. And my human is literally just dancing with life, trying to adjust around that fact, around that knowledge, around that beingness, around this powerful sense of how can I be that in my everyday life and create a reality that matches that, and therefore also be there for others, to also show others that they are also that. And that through following certain things that I have practiced myself, they might discover more of themselves. Like I follow some masters and we all follow some masters. So the path of mastery is really this beautiful dance between knowing the self, having a huge dose of humility, and also having great level of confidence, of faith, of love, and of compassion for the self and for others and for life in itself. So if you are inspired by the path of ascended masters and by the path of mastery yourself, that's amazing. That's so wonderful, because we need more people who can own it, and we need more people who actually devote their entire life to that, because the world needs, the world needs leaders right now. We need leaders to rise up and to really go for it unapologetically, with a huge heart, a lot of generosity, kindness, love, and also power and strength, courage and confidence. So we are that, and we are rising together. I can really see that. And I thank you so much for listening today and for being present for all the daily transmissions, which are at the moment paused for an undetermined time, because life has happened. It's happening big time for me. There's a lot of things that needs to be addressed, and therefore I've decided to cut a bit shorter the time of the daily lives. But of course I will continue sharing, not every day on live, but through recordings, maybe every now and then I have a little live, and I will have also some free events, amazing masterclass coming up in the next couple of weeks. So keep in touch. I love you very much. Please have a look at my website. I have a lot of freebies there with a lot of channeling, with a lot of activations and cosmic surgeries and so on. I think there are about 8 of them right now. So you can continue learning, you can continue studying with me all for free if you want to do so. I love you very much, and I wish you to have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you so much for being there. Bye.